What's going on, folks? This is Scott. Welcome to my channel. Just wanted to give you a little brief little episode here. Had a discussion today with the sergeant, and we were talking some stuff about military and stuff like that, and what I did and what he wanted to do for his future and what he wanted to do career wise and stuff like that. And then we started getting into finances. And I was telling him that, that I, put in over 2,000 in stocks because I'm looking out for my financial future when I retire. And he looked at me like, "Gosh, that's a lot of money." I was like, "Well, you can start off, with maybe a thousand or whatever." And he even was looking at that like, "Man, that's a ton of money." But then I asked him, I was like, well, you have a newer car. I think I can't remember what kind of car it is, but his vehicle is probably no older than, a year or two. And I asked him, how much he was paying, per month. And he said 500. And I was like, well, okay, well, how much you paying for insurance? And, it's almost 200. I was like, well, when you get your car paid, that could be 500 towards your investment, towards your future. And then along with your car being paid off, you could actually, instead of paying for full coverage, you could bring that down as well to liability, and you'll be paying no more than maybe 100 and something, because the soldier's just under 25, and then when you're 25, it'll go down even more. So essentially, you could put in around maybe 550, 600 towards your goal of 1,000 per month. You don't have to get to just your 1,000 per month right off the bat. You can, start with as much as you can afford. Um, but the first thing that I suggested to him is he needs to find out where he sees himself when he retires. How much money does he think that'll be? And a great way to gauge that is to look at, what are you making right now? Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable at what you're making right now? Or could you, make a little bit more and then you go from there? So, for instance, my goal, I think I would be fairly comfortable at 6,000 per month. And so I have to look at how much money at the end that would be to be able to get the monthly residuals of 6,000 per month. And for me, that was over a little bit over $1 million. So from there, I have to look at how long it would take and how much money I would have to put in the stock market to have that amount of money. For me, it's about 2,000 within 15 years, and that's between two ETFs that I'm invested in. Together, they would put me over $1 million. And that's not to include any kind of business or um, any houses or anything like that I may rent out. That's just putting my money into the stock market. And so that was something that he had never thought about. He never thought about how much money he would need to be able to retire when it comes time. I know for me, I didn't realize that until, the last year or so. And I had to, go around and gather that information. Nobody had approached me about that before. But without knowing where you want to be, you have no direction on where to go. And another thing, when people tell you to invest, they don't really tell you what to invest in. They just say, invest in the stock market. Well, what does that mean? What do I invest in? I suggest that you invest in something that tracks the S&P, something like VU or Triple Q. You know, there are some others as well. There's Acorns. Acorns has an ETF that tracks the S&P. Um, and then you got to look at what platform do you want to invest in, such as going into Vanguard or again Acorns. or maybe Robinhood or something like that. There's many choices out there. But what I would do is look to see how much their fees are, because you want to ensure that their fees are not too much, that it takes away from you, the amount of money that you can invest into the stock market. That's all I got for y'all today. Have a good one. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell. See ya.